Hi Libra, welcome to your year ahead tarot forecast with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for all of you that helped me reach 30,000. I'm so grateful. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And if you would like to book if you would like to donate to the channel because you feel like this video has helped you in some way, you can do so on the web link below. So before we start, I would like to bless all three of my decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what January has in store for you. Okay, so you get the Fool card. Beautiful. So this is literally a brand new start to the year. The Fool card always brings new places, new people, new experiences. You're stepping into a brand new year. 2019 is a fresh slate. And the Fool card happening in January is basically saying whatever you choose this year to be, however you choose to move forward is the way that this will shape up. The month of January is going to give you a clue as to the whole year. It's going to give you also brand new people. It's going to bring somebody or an event into your life that triggers some movement, some growth. January is a really great month. I love the Fool card because it's always like a bit of a reset button. You know, if you felt stuck or you felt stagnant, I mean, who didn't in 2018, right? With all the retrogrades and God knows everything else. And then you get, so you've got the Knight of Pentacles to couple up with the Fool card. So it looks like movement and travel. But I feel like for a lot of you, this doesn't necessarily relate to, like a trip or a journey that you're going to take. This is about work. For a lot of you, the work that you're about to embark on has a lot to do with movement. It has a lot to do with going places or visiting people. I feel like Libras are going to be really sort of on the road this year. Like you're going to be traveling a lot, but it's going to be a lot to do with your work. It's not going to have, don't get me wrong, some of it will probably be for fun, but it looks like for the most part, especially in January, you are looking, your commute changes, how far you have to go for work or how far you decide to be, or close to your work. It's almost like that's the stuff that's going to change for you this year. February, you get the Sun. So February is going to be a beautiful month for you. There's going to be, blessings aplenty. When you get the Sun card, it's joy, fun, optimism. It also tells me that the month of February is a power month for you. It's a blessed month for you. So if there's anything that you want to start afresh or anew, aside from what happens in January, February is the month that you do it. It's a really light month for you and it's just going to be one of those sort of easy breezy months. So let's see what the clarifier is. You get the Hanged Man. February is about taking it easy. February, you get a free pass. February, you get, for some of you it might be a bonus, for some of you it will be, more time off, but with the Hanged Man there, which is about taking it slow or removing, any frustrations or issues, but it's also about taking time to reassess and reevaluate. But when you get it here with the Sun card, this is about having that break. So it looks like January is going to be really busy for you. It's just going to be constant movement, going here, there and everywhere. Whereas February, in stark contrast, is going to give you time to just ease back, to chill, to have some real reflective time. It looks like as well you'll be getting in touch with a deeper significance, and you'll be having, it looks like you have like the whole month just to relax. So even when you are at work, this is going to be the month where you're relatively just kind of left alone to get on with it. You go in, you do your job, you come home, and it's just easy. It's easy at work, it's easy at home, it's easy all round. And it also says that you will have in that space, or rather in the time of having things so easy breezy, you will come to some kind of spiritual understanding. And that's really good because, when things are challenging, we get downloads of how to deal with stuff. When things are easy, we get downloads of how to enjoy life, how to get the most out of life, and more importantly, what is important to us. You know, I see February giving you the time and space to really ask yourself that question. What is important to me? March, you get the Strength card. So we're back to the movement, but ultimately, March, you're digging deep. March, you're asking yourself, okay, what is it that I want to achieve this year? So it's interesting because January sees you moving, you know, up, vibrant, doing lots of stuff, meeting lots of people, lots of new people as well, I might add. February, you get to take it easy to assimilate some of this experience, and you're kind of like, okay. March, you're asking yourself, what do I want to achieve now? What is going to be important for me for the rest of the year to put my energy into, to put my heart and soul into? March as well looks like you're looking over. You won't be doing the whole New Year's resolution, you know, I'm going to go to the gym more and blah, blah, blah. You just won't do it this year. I really feel like you're just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to state the facts. That's not what I'm going to do. It looks like a lot of you wait till March and then you just start something and you're like, right, I'm going to really go for this. So it looks like March is when you're going to start to enact this want or this need to be more physically vibrant or energetic, with the Nine of Pentacles as well. So a lot of you in March are looking to beautify yourself, whether that is going to the gym more, eating better. For some of you, it will be about changing your image, changing your appearance. I want to change my body. I want to change how I feel when I get up in the morning. I want to change, you know, the fact that I'm out of breath when I run up the stairs. All of that sort of stuff is going to come into question. But this is going to really challenge you to challenge your own idea of what it means to be beautiful in and of yourself. So a lot of you are looking to really physically change yourself, like change your image, change your wardrobe. You know, you're really attracted to this idea of making yourself more appealing. And it's not necessarily for anybody else. It's about yourself. It's about what you desire. April, you get the Magician card. So the Magician card, you're starting to manifest things. You're, you know, out there communicating with people. You're putting things into practice. Excuse me. And next to the Nine of Pentacles, it's almost like the changes that you make in March will be solidified. They will be cemented. They'll be far-reaching. And the changes that you do make in March have big consequences. Not consequences, that's such a crap word because it sounds really like dramatic. Will have really far-reaching ripples in terms of, like, they're going to change your self-esteem and they're going to elevate you within yourself and therefore within the world. April, the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles as a person is a Capricorn, a Taurus or a Virgo male. Somebody that's steady, dependable, hardworking, somebody that's very learned or very qualified. You know, the King of Pentacles represents success as well. Having things, you know, doing things, creating material success and stability. And it looks like when it's coupled with the Magician, for a lot of you, this is about reaching some sort of peak experience or pinnacle experience. It's like, you know, it could be a promotion, it could be you getting a qualification finally, or it could be you getting, you know, for some of you registered, or, you know, it sees you, because the Magician card there is that change in status where you become the figurehead, you know, where you become more than just a, not in a bad way, but a worker bee. You know, the April looks like a really power player month for you, more so than any other, even the one with the sun, you know. And it's interesting because so far January through April are all really power months for you. You know, it's like the start of the year is going to be all strength for you, all strength and light, which is beautiful. March, you're really digging deep and saying, right, what do I want to change about myself? What do I want to do with my image? You know, do I want to change my hair? Do I want to change my body? How do I do that? And you're doing it properly. So if you decide to lose weight, it's not like, oh, I'm just going to hit the gym every day and hope for the best. Like, you're looking at your diet, you're looking at your exercise regime, like you're really dedicating yourself to making the best of yourself. In April, that newfound confidence and self-respect and self-esteem manifests as some kind of success. It's almost like people are going to be like, wow, seen a lot of changes in you, but you also, your status changes as well. You elevate yourself, whether that's through a promotion, you know, anything like that. It could be anything like that. So May, You get the Tower card. All right, so we can't ride high all the time. So May is going to be a time where things start to get a bit more a bit more challenging, because the Tower card always brings a sudden end to something, right? It always brings us a close of something, but it also rocks a foundation. So in May, you will be discovering what is no longer solid in your life. What or who is it that needs to leave? And my advice to you is, when they go, let them go. It's going to be really, really important for you. So to clarify, you get the Fool card. Look at that, right underneath the Fool card. So I got to say this to you, when you get the Tower card, I mean, it's always something unexpected anyway, because it's got that Uranus energy about it. The other opposite end of the same energy is the Fool card. So the Tower card is the you know, like the, oh my gosh, the liberation, the explosive end to something. And the Fool card is the something new being welcomed in, something that you can't anticipate. So it looks like the month of May, you're going to really need to be on your toes. You're going to have to think fast. You're going to have to be adaptive. You're going to have to be adaptable. And, you know, unfortunately, you are... yeah. So that's great, actually. I do feel like it will be a challenging month for you, but after having it so easy, you know, January through April, I think not only will you be more than prepared for it, maybe that's what it is. You know, it's that test that comes to say, right, we've done all this amazing work. Let's see how it stands up in the field. Let's see how it stands, you know, out there in practice. June. You get the Emperor card, which is great because it means that you're committed to this. It's almost like the challenges that come your way in May, you're going to stick it out and you will see, like I said, who is and who isn't for you, what works and what doesn't. And in the month of June, it's almost like you're saying to yourself, right, you know what, I'm committed to making this work. It's almost like whatever you build right up to and including April may well come under some scrutiny. And I kind of feel like if it does, it will be from the people that you don't expect. It will be like, oh my gosh, but I thought you were on my side or in my corner. Why aren't you backing me up? Why aren't you here with me on this journey? And, you know, whether it's because of jealousy or resentment, I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is it will be challenged. But in June, you are standing by yourself. You are committing to yourself and you're saying, look, you know what? I'm sticking with this. I'm going with it 100%. And it also sees you aligning yourself, or rather, you know, doing the work to make something real, tangible. Whoa, look at that. That's really interesting. Really, really interesting, because you've got the Emperor there and then you've got the Emperor. So in June, you are standing your ground. Anything that happens in May could possibly have a legal stint to it, or it could have like a legal feel to it. And the reason I say that is because you've got a double hit of the Emperor energy, which can represent police officers, lawyers. It can also represent, you know, officials, government officials, all that kind of stuff. You know, these are the smaller institutions that make up the wider that make up the wider society, if you like. This is, you know, the institutions, hospitals, all that kind of stuff. And it feels to me like whatever happens in May, it's not even that you have to rectify it in June. It's just like you're saying, right, well, no, I'm standing for this and I'm backing it 100%. I am not backing down. You know, in June's a really strong month for you, just because you will make it so, because you will choose for it to be so. It's like you're not backing down for toffee. Fair play. July, you get the High Priestess, hidden things revealed. So all of the stuff that happens in May spills over into June and sees you really standing your ground. And in July, you will start to, you'll get the information that you need. It's almost like the piece to the puzzle that you're missing, because the High Priestess always brings hidden things to light. It brings things to, you know, to grace our ears that we didn't necessarily know before. And very often I find with the High Priestess, she brings you the information that you needed at the right time. Okay, so to clarify on that, you get the Lovers card. Interesting. So for those of you that are single, The person that's coming into your life, very likely to be an Aries, very likely to be somebody that is in a position of authority, you know, and the reason I say that is because you've got a double hit of this energy. The interesting thing as well is, as a Libra, your direct opposite in the zodiac is Aries, you know, and you're there to kind of balance each other out. So for those of you that are single, you're meeting somebody that is probably older than you, more than likely in a position of power or authority, and you're really going to gel. What I can tell you is that this person's work is quite secretive, so whatever they do divulge with you, you are not to share. For those of you that are already partnered and coupled, for those of you that are boyfriend and girlfriend, you get engaged. For those of you that are engaged, you decide to get married. For those of you that are already married, this basically says that you're going to discover something about each other, almost like, and it feels to me, especially with the Emperor card there, it's almost like something in the bedroom area develops, and you discover new exciting ways of exploring each other. In that place, you know, in the bedroom, and that's just great. It's always nice to learn different layers of your partner, and more importantly of yourself. And it looks like July is a real power month for couples and relationships. But my advice to you is, even if something is a little bit, you know, makes you raise an eyebrow, don't just be like whew about it. Just, you know, let it come, and, you know, work your way through it, talk it out. Don't just react to it, I guess is what I'm saying. August, you get the moon card, so you're reflecting on things. I kind of feel off the back of July, for those of you that are coupled, I almost feel like you're comparing the previous relationship to this relationship. Don't do that. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy, and the reason being is because what's done is done. Observe your past for sure, but don't compare your past to your present, because it's, you know, I kind of feel like it's a waste of energy. August will see you really reflective. You're really mulling over the past, but for a lot of you, because the Lovers card is there as well, I feel like it's like you're mulling over past relationships and asking yourself about, you know, oh well, you know, they did this and this person doesn't do that and blah blah blah. It's just a waste of energy, I feel. To clarify, you got the number 10, the 10 of Wands. So this is usually, and it feels to me like in that spirit of, you know, like I was saying, of comparison, it might be that you end up saying something that you regret. And it looks like your relationship, for those of you that are partner, even those of you that are single, it looks like your relationship has, it's got a really good trajectory if you allow it to unfold naturally, and you don't sort of, oh well, you know, this person didn't do that, or blah blah blah, all of that sort of stuff. So it looks like to me in August, they might not be ready to hear what it is that you've got to say. They might not be ready for the way that you deliver what you have to say. So really think about it. And because it's got the moon card there, if it's about the past, leave it there. It's just a waste. It's like you're bringing forward, you know, like I've seen that meme and it says, someone get this chicken plunger because she loves bringing up old stuff, you know, or him, you know, it could be a him, it could be a her, it could be a non-binary, whatever. What I'm saying is, don't judge your current relationship against your past one, because it's a waste of energy, and think about what you're going to say, especially if it relates to how you felt before and you're trying to impose that on your relationship, because I don't think it will be, I don't feel like it will be well received, you know, and let's be honest, nobody likes to be compared to the previous. September, you got Justice, so we're almost coming up to your season as well. For those of you that are September Libras, happy birthday. For those of you that are October Libras, happy birthday. So we've got the Justice card in September, and this is about you making a decision. I kind of feel, for those of you that have been together for a long time, you're going to reach an ultimatum point. I almost feel like this is kind of like somebody says to you, look, you know what, you're going to have to choose, because where you are at the moment and how things are, it doesn't work for me. And the interesting thing is as well, for some of you, I get the feeling that you are single, but you get visited from a very old relationship. And I've got no other card that says that here, but I just feel it, especially with this, because it's like in September, you're making a really big decision. And this big decision for a lot of you is about your relationship, but it's also for some of you about whether you're going to go down that path of memory lane. And to clarify, you got the Six of Wands. Beautiful. So for those of you that have legal stuff pop up in June, it will continue right the way through to September. And when September comes, you can rest assured that those legal issues come to a close. For those of you that decide to stay with your partners, it's a good match. For those of you that are given an ultimatum, it's like the decision that you make is the right one. You know, whether that is to stay or to go will be down to you. But September looks like a good month. It looks like a victory month for any disputes or debates that you might well have going on. October, the Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. This is a blessing, you know. In fact, this is another blessing month. It's almost like you have 4 great months, 4 kind of challenging ones. September comes and it's like the start of good things yet again. The Wheel of Fortune in October is basically saying that the synchronicities will come. It feels to me as well like you're aligning yourself with somebody in terms of business or work, or almost like you're bringing like a mentor or somebody like that into the fold that's going to facilitate you getting to where you want to be or achieving what you would like to achieve. But October looks good with that that Wheel of Fortune there. Okay, and then to clarify, you've got the Page of Wands. So this is good because it means that there's going to be a lot of travel in October. So your travel months are January and October. Those are the months where you're really moving around, like doing things, going places, seeing things, seeing people. The Page of Wands also says that you're looking to start something in October. It's almost like you're about to get something off the ground and you're happy about doing that. It does as well say to me that you'll be, for a lot of you, this is you going into studies, whether it's one-on-one study, whether it's finding an expert and saying, look, will you mentor me? That's the feeling that I get from it. It's like you're taking on board a new methodology of doing things. But you know, the person that you, or the person or the people or the organisation that you choose to learn from is a really good one. You know, you can trust the information and the knowledge that's being imparted. Okay, so November. You get the Hierophant card. You're making things more official. I almost feel with this as well, it's kind of like for some of you, I feel like there's going to be a bit of almost like a secret marriage. Like for some of you, you decide to get married, but you don't tell anybody about it. Or, you know, you decide to date that person that everybody told you not to. And the reason being is because the Hierophant represents the status quo. I feel like this is you rebelling against that this month. It's almost like whatever the traditional way of doing things is, you're not about that this month. It's like, I don't want, you know, I'm not doing it the way that everybody else would do it, or the way that it's supposed to be done. It's almost like you're rewriting the rules on what is, you know, tradition, and maybe creating some of your own traditions. To clarify, the Two of Swords, interesting. So you are following your gut, you're going with your own intuition and you're sticking to your guns. This is good because in November, like I said, it's almost like you're living your life on your terms. You're doing things the way that you feel to do them. And it's like if people say to you, oh, you know, what about tradition? You're going to be like, I'm creating a new tradition. This is the way it's going to be going forward. So it's almost like in November, you're throwing the rule book out. You know, and going with what feels right to you as opposed to what's expected of you. And then December, you get the Horned One, so the Devil card. Just be careful with throwing the rule book out, and, you know, just be careful that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Live for yourself, live by your own rules, absolutely, and, you know, live by what feels right for you in your own life. That's absolutely important, but don't let it go overboard. You know, rebelling for the sake of rebelling is also a form of conforming as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, to give you an example, when you're like, no, I'm not going to conform, I'm specifically against that, you know, the idea of conforming to society and when you do that, that's a form of conforming itself. Do you know what I mean? Because you're banding together, or, you know, you're bringing yourself under that just for the sake of being, you know, a rebel. What I'm saying is just think about it, make sure that what you are doing, you know, is actually beneficial for you. It's not just a reaction to, you know, what feels like it's stifling or what feels like it's hemming you in. And And then to clarify, the Two of Cups. So interesting, really interesting, because like I said, especially for those of you, it's almost like for some of you, this is about you having extra relationship stuff outside of your relationships. And for others of you, this is about you looking for fire where there is no smoke. November, it looks like you're really asking yourself, you know, I want to be with this person, and if I have to, I'll do it behind everybody's back and all the rest of it. And it's like you're doing what feels right for you, which is great. In December, it's almost like you're challenging, or you're pushing too far just for the sake of it. My advice to you is to ask yourself, is the relationship worth it? And are you getting out of it what you're putting in? You know, I'm not saying that you won't, I'm not saying that this isn't the person, but it almost feels to me like some of you are leaving a relationship for another relationship. And, you know, December is an intense time anyway because of all of the holidays. But overall, it's quite an interesting year for you, isn't it? You have an amazing start to the year. January right the way through April, some amazing stuff. May comes along and, you know, really gives you some challenges. June, you're standing up for yourself. July, you're really starting to see, you know, a different you know, aspect of relationships and how they can work for you. You know, for some of you, you're aligning yourself with a partner whose work is quite secretive. It's under the radar. Like what they do is, you know, maybe they could be really high up in some sort of, you know, organization or whatever, and they're not really allowed to talk about it, or, you know, just be mindful that what they tell you will have to be in very strict confidence. In August, yeah, it looks like you're you know, comparing the relationships. September, you're making a big decision. October's a really good month for you. November and December, that's going to be tough stuff to traverse. So your difficult months, it looks like, are May, November and December. Your key for the year, ooh, okay, your key for the year is Temperance. This is about patience, and it's also about change. It also tells me that the year ahead for you in 2019 is very much going to be about you going through a journey of spiritual evolution, a journey of spiritual change and understanding. And it also says that you're going to need to be patient with yourself, and also you're going to have to be honest and upfront. You will see the beauty in almost everything, and by doing so, you will be able to transcend difficult experiences. I really believe that. You will look for the meaning in everything that takes place. So remember, in May, November and December, look for the meaning behind what is taking place at the time, and you will be able to traverse that experience better. The spiritual clarity and understanding that you gain in February is going to be important for you as well. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing year, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.